Hi guys, Steve here, and welcome to my beginner's guide of Dune Awakening. I'll be taking you through the very beginning to completing the entire zone, from your first tools, weapons and armour, to building your base and getting your first sand bike. This video will show you everything you need to know, and if it's helpful, please like, subscribe, click the bell notifications and all, and share with your friends. Thank you. First of all, you should join a server. You could click play now, but it's better to click server in the top left, then you can choose which server to join. It should put you in the correct region of what part of the world you're in, but on the bottom left you can go to the region controls and select which region you want to join manually. You'll be shown a list of server names, and on the right hand side I recommend joining one with the lowest ping, so you don't get any lag. Click the server and you're offered a sub-menu of worlds, and it'll tell you how full the world is on the right hand side. If you're playing with friends, join a low or medium one so you've got enough room for everyone to get in, and make sure everyone's joining the same one so you can play together. Once you've chosen the one you want, click join and you'll get to character creation. You can choose one from a preset menu or customise one to however you want. The diamond squares in the top left are more customisable options, so don't forget to go through those when you're designing your character. And in the bottom right you can import a character you made from a character creation and benchmark demo, then play around with it in game to how you like it. Once you've customised a character how you want, click finish character, then pick your name, then enter game. It then gives you the option to unlock a research menu. If you select locked on the left, which is recommended, you have to complete a series of objectives before you can unlock new research. It might be recommended for new players, but I found it restrictive, as if you forget to do some missions, you'll be wondering why you can't unlock and build some items. On your first character maybe do it, as it might stop you wasting research points, but if it's your second go round you might want to have it unlocked. Then you can build the sand bike and other equipment sooner. If it's your first go, maybe pick it, but as it's my third time around, I would unlock it. You'll get to do other quests anyway, it's just that your research tree won't be locked. Then you get to pick your backstory and what status you were, what planet you're from and your background. This can affect some dialogue choices, but it's not that important. Now you pick your class, and this is the most important decision, as it gives you the skill tree you'll start the game with. Swordmaster is melee combat, Bene Gesserit is using a voice and mainly crowd control, Mentat is gadgets, shields and turrets, and Trooper is offensive weapons, and you start with a grappling hook. Never pick the Trooper, because you find that trainer in the starting area and you can train it straight away, so everyone unlocks it on top of their starting class. There are 4 combat classes here, and 2 sets synchronise together into 2 pairs. If you want to specialise in melee fighting, you would pick Swordmaster and Bene Gesserit, as they work together in hand-to-hand combat, and you'd pick which one you'd like to use the skills of first. Then if you wanted to be a shooter, someone using guns, you need to pick Mentat, as that has gunner buffs. Then you would pair that with Trooper that you pick up in the first zone. So Bene Gesserit and Swordmaster skills work together, and Mentat and Trooper skills work together. You can unlock all classes and their skill trees when you find their class trainers. Then when you've chosen your character skills, the game puts you into the starting tutorial. Your prison barge gets shot down and you escape, and it will teach you how to survive. I'll quickly skip to the most important bits, but I've done a full video of the starting tutorial that I'll link below and at the end, so you can watch that to know what to do and get a head start. You wake up in a cave, you find a dead body with a Frem kit, so now you can craft stuff and hold things in it. It will teach you to build your first weapon, a scrap metal knife, and is put on the 1 key of your hotbar. With a knife equipped, press the left mouse button and cut through the moisture seal. You'll come to some dew flowers. Your water meter is on the bottom left hand side and is empty at the moment, so go up to the flowers, hold E, and you'll drink the plant's moisture from it. You'll only able to ever drink 1/4 of your water from them, so sim as a source of water to keep you alive when you're starting off. Later you can get tools to harvest the water that you can fill a water bottle up with. Always make sure you have water, because if you don't you start losing health. You can harvest plant fibre from bushes. Press E to collect it, press B to open up your crafting menu, then you can craft bandages to heal yourself. Then you go to the 2 slot of your hotbar, select it and then hold left mouse button to apply the bandages, and your health in the bottom left will start to go up. Go up to the wall and hold space, then forward to climb up it. You can press Ctrl to release and drop down. then space again to hold when you've dropped down enough. Collect over bushes when you can, because you'll need the fibre to make bandages, then later on in game to make clothing and armour. Then you make your way outside. When it's daytime, you'll want to stay to the shadows. If you don't and stay in the open too long, you'll get sunstroke. The sunstroke bar will appear in the middle of your screen and slowly fill up the longer you're in the open. If it goes red and you get sunstroke, you'll become dehydrated and start to lose water a lot faster. Then when you're out of water, you'll slowly die. If you get sunstroke, go to the shadows and you'll slowly recover. G is to holster or unholster your weapon, or you could just press a weapon number on your hotbar. Go around and search your bodies for a cut array, which harvests resources, and a power pack to power it. Hold E to take all the items from a body. When you're close to a resource, press the right mouse button to scan it. It will show the weakness vein. Then to fire the cutter, press the left mouse button and follow the blue weakness vein. Then you'll gather the resource when the material node crumbles. Here it wants you to demolish and harvest the rocks so you can get inside the ship. As well as cutting rocks, you can also cut the hinges off doors to gain access to blocked areas. Then it will teach you about combat. You can keep clicking the left mouse button to slash. If it hits, it will stop them doing their attack. Then right mouse button to block. Loot the bodies for equipment when there's no enemy around or you might get attacked. If you time your block just as the enemy is about to attack, then you can parry and stagger the opponent, giving you more time to attack. Or if you like, you can just go in like a crazy person and keep stabbing them. And don't forget to loot all the bodies, as it'll give you free equipment. Some of the enemy attacks can cause you to be staggered. Press Alt and a direction to break out of that stagger. Plus Alt to dash is good to get out of the way if an enemy is about to hit you, as you can use it to move around in combat. But it does use your stamina. That thing in front of us is a water station. So keep an eye out for that blue light, then go up to it, press E and you'll take a drink. And that'll fill your water bar up in the bottom left. Having your hydration level above 1/3 will give you a bonus to your maximum stamina, which is again increased over 2/3. So try and keep your water bar full as much as possible, as if you get dehydrated you won't have as much stamina and your health will start to go down. Water is life on Arrakis. You'll find water stations on most ships and dungeons. Shielded targets are much tougher. They'll take little damage from normal attacks, but they can still be staggered. So when you get close to them, hold left mouse button, and you'll do a slow blade attack penetrating their shield and inflicting a large amount of damage. To get past the penta shields, the coloured doors, you need to kill all the required enemies to turn them green, or find wristband keys. Once they are picked up, they turn the corresponding door green so you can access it. You then steal an ornithopter, get chased by the baddies, and crash in a desert. That's a quick run of a tutorial finished, now the proper game starts. The worm's coming to eat a wreckage, so get off the sand then you'll be safe. And start collecting all the bushes, granite and metal. This is what a granite resource node looks like. Scan it, then cut a weak spot to farm it. Collect what you can while you're travelling, because you'll need quite a lot really soon to build your base. You'll salvage metal to build equipment and ammo for your future gun. You don't need that much to start with, and you need to be collecting more granite than metal for your house. Both granite and scrap metal weigh quite a lot, so make sure you don't fill your inventory weight up or you can't carry anything else. Gather as many bushes as you can. The fibre is really light so you can carry hundreds of it, and you'll need it to build plenty of bandages and clothing. Never not pick up a bush. You'll see in the top middle the curved red line. That means I've been in the sun too long and I've got sunstroke, so my water will start going down faster. Make your way to the shade and that red line will quickly go down. You will be spawned somewhere randomly in the first area of the map, and only the areas that you can see or been to will be revealed. That red line looks like I'm at the bottom of a map, and that orange rock means I need to go north. If you get sunstroke or any other negative effects, you can press T to see them, to show your character status, and we've levelled up enough to where it wants us to press Y and open up a research menu. Unlock makeshift clothing. You need intel points in the top right to unlock research. Now go to crafting and make the makeshift outfit. Go down and craft each item, and it'll make them with a fibre you've collected from the bushes. On the right you can press X to stop making the item, or the arrow to the left of that to move the item up the build queue, or you could just grab the item and move it up. Everything you build gets put into your inventory. We're just waiting for those to finish. And then you can double click the item to equip it, or just drag it over to the item slot. There we go, we've changed out of our prison clothes. We've got a makeshift outfit that gives us better protection and additional buffs. And we've completed our mission in the top left, so it goes on to the next one. We've salvaged more metal, then research and make a pistol. You can find resources scattered on the floor that you just pick up, as well as ones you have to farm with a cutting laser. We've just leveled up and got a skill point, and we have new schematics available. I'll just scavenge this metal. That's enough for the mission, so I can go to research, unlock the Mauler pistol kit, get the gun and ammo, go to craft, craft one gun, then go to the light dart ammo, select the amount you want, and craft those as well. Just wait for them to finish. All items are automatically equipped to the hotbar if there's an empty space. Make a few more bandages in case you need them, because you'll be fighting. We've finished that mission. We've unlocked more schematics, and that gives you the next mission. That's to craft a spawn point. So go to research, unlock a research beacon, then go to crafting and build one. It will take metal, and it wants you to place it down so you can respawn back there if you die. However, I don't particularly want to respawn in the middle of nowhere, away from where I want to be. So I'm going to keep a hold of it for a minute and move closer to where I'm going to spend most of my time. You see in the distance that big square rock. It's called the Anvil. That's to the north. You'll make your way there later on. But you see to the left of it a building with the lights on. That's Griffin's Reach, the main mission hub building where you get most of your quests from. A big tip, make your way towards it. But don't walk directly across the desert. Go to the side from rock formation to rock formation. So you've got a shorter distance to travel across the sand, so the worms don't kill you. Travelling over the sand a short distance here is a lot safer. When you walk over sand, you'll create vibrations. They'll start off yellow, then go orange to red. Using equipment on the sand creates more vibrations, like later on when you drive over it with a sand bike, or when you've got a shield on. If the vibrations are red and a sandworm sticks his head out the sand to say hello, you better run your ass to a rock formation pretty quick. Otherwise it'll eat you and you'll lose all your stuff. This blue looking rock is a copper resource node. Farm as much of this as you can to build equipment later on. It's harder to find than metal and granite, but you find the most amount of copper in the first starting area, as later zones have less of it scattered around. So like I say, farm it whenever you see it, as you'll be taking as much of it as you can to the next zone. Big NPC bases like this give you good rewards, but are dangerous at the start because there's so many bad guys in there. It gave me an XP boost because I discovered it. I've leveled up again and it's given me more skill points. I'm going to leave it now, then come back to it later, because I want to get to where I'm going to build my base. I'm crossing the sand and you can see the vibration. It's pretty low. It's not going orange. I'll be safe. The light ahead is a scavenger camp. Here you find money and resources. There are usually 1 or 2 bandits guarding it, so kill them with your newly made pistol or with your knife. It takes a while to reload your pistol, and it takes a short time to change to your knife. So if you don't back away, you might get hit a few times. Once you've killed the bandits, loot their bodies if they have anything. There's usually a loot crate with lights on next to the fire, and there will be metal resources you can harvest. We got some coins, some resources, and a power cell from that one. Then you can harvest the metal at the side if you want. That long looking box to my left is a fuel cell. You'll need those to power your base shields, crate batteries, and build equipment. We've made it close to Griffin's Reach, the big building with lights. That is the main quest hub that gives you loads of missions. I'm going to put my respawn beacon down here, as I'm going to build my base nearby, but you can place a beacon down wherever you want. Once down, it unlocks the next mission, where it wants you to research binoculars, then craft them, and use them to scout a scavenger camp. If you have an empty slot on your hotbar, when a crafted item is built, it automatically goes into that slot. Equip with binoculars, look for a scavenger camp, then click the left mouse button to place a marker. That quest is done. It now wants you to go to a scavenger camp, use your ability, and kill some scavengers. I'm a mentat, so press Q to put my turret down, then Q again to deploy it. It will pop out the ground and inflict huge damage. Mission done. It now wants you to put some points into your skills, so you can learn a new ability. However, before I do that, a sandstorm is coming.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
You'll get the verbal warning. Then if you open your map, you can see where the sandstorm's coming in from. These will kill you and destroy your equipment, like your sand bike, if you get caught out in the open in one. Luckily, I was right next to a scavenger camp, so if you stay within the camp, it will protect you from any harm. And while we're waiting, we can press K to look at our skills. You'll have the skills tree you picked, and in the top right, the number of skill points you have available to use. At the start, you only have the skills from a trainer you selected. I chose Mentat, and I'm going to try out Shield Wall. In the bottom left, that gets added to my abilities. I have 2 powers now, and you can unlock a third later on. Mission completed, you'll get another skill point and research points. Now it wants you to research a basic construction kit, craft a construction tool, and equip it, because you're now going to build your first base. Open a map and see if a sandstorm's passing. It is. Don't forget to loot all the juicy stuff, and you can carry on your journey. Research and unlock the constructor kit. This is what you'll build your base with. It'll give you all the basic building blocks to build your first base. Then go to crafting and build a construction tool. It'll automatically get put in your hotbar. Equip it, and it selects the sub-thief console. This is what you need to claim your ground. And that big green box is a territory that you can build in, if you're able to place it. You'll notice those big red squares are blocked off so you can't build there. You'll need to move your sub-thief console around until it changes from red to orange, then you can place it down. Now, big tip, I told you to make your way to Griffin's Reach, because it's the main quest hub. So you'll have to come here to pick up missions, then come back here to finish your missions. So if you build your base right next to it, you'd cut out a lot of wasted travelling time going back and forth between the mission areas and your base. You can build your base anywhere, miles away, but you'll have to travel that huge distance and waste your time going back and forth all the time. So I've got my construction tool out, I've selected the sub-thief, and I'm looking for a nice big green area to build my base. Don't build it on a path or in a main passageway, as that'd be a dick move. Try and build it off to the side on flat ground. This area looks promising. I don't think anyone's here. Yep, nice big space right next to Griffin's Reach. The thief console is orange, so I can place it. Look to the border of your territory's green box and try and get it so it's got the most amount of space you can build in. You can hold down Control and scroll the mouse wheel to adjust the height of your thief console. I would lift it up off the ground so you can put building foundations underneath it, otherwise it will block you from building them. You can also hold down Alt and rotate your mouse wheel to rotate the thief console and your building blocks. It tells you the controls on the right hand side of your screen. Left mouse button is to place, right mouse button is to change the menu of your construction tool in the bottom right. You've got build at the top, piece picker, repair, move and demolish. You press R to change your building sets, with different blocks and your base equipment. I've selected foundation. Somebody's already built here, then left. But their thief console's not there, so I can claim the area. So I'm just going to move off to the side. Build in this corner for now. Go right into the corner, hold down Control, scroll your mouse wheel to lift the block up. Then quickly left mouse button to place a plan of it. You can plan what your base looks like without putting any resources into it. Just click the left button to put a projection down. But if you want to build a tile, hold down the left mouse button, it will use the resources and build it for real. If you can wait, it's best to build at night. Standing outside in the blazing heat is problematic, as you'll notice a red bar in the middle indicating I've got heat stroke, and in the bottom left all my water's gone, so my health is starting to go down. To fill in projections with resources, just point at it and hold the left mouse button, and it'll fill it into a real structure. You can survive some time without water, but to get rid of your heat stroke, make your way to the shade. I'll open up my map, zoom in, and you can see nearby resources. I'm looking for blue water droplets that indicate there's dew flowers. Make your way to them, hold E, and you'll hydrate to 1/3. There you go, you'll stop losing health now. With a construction tool equipped, I click right mouse button and select demolish, so I can clear that other person's foundations away. Then I can finish my own. There's not enough room for another tile. That's the base down. Let's start building the walls. Scroll your mouse wheel and you can select another building tile. I've done windows with a small slit. You notice it says inner face, meaning that side should point inwards towards the base. You can hold Alt and scroll your mouse wheel, and you can flip the wall so it's facing the opposite direction. Let's have a window there. That's been blocked by a rock, so I'm going to scroll my mouse and have a wall there. In fact, the view's not good in a corner, so I'm going to remove that and have a solid wall. Click right mouse button, select demolish, left mouse button to remove it, scroll your wheel to select the wall, and place it in. Then I'll have windows all around the sides. When you've run out of granite or other resources, open your map, zoom in, then mouse over the different icons, and it'll tell you what resource node's there. Then go and farm it and carry on building your base. If you can't see the blue line, move around to the side and you'll be able to get it. This is what a copper node looks like in the daytime. Farm that whenever you can. And this is what a fuel cell node looks like. You'll have a pile of them that you can split apart. If you want to make your base a bit more fancy instead of a square block, you can curve the corners. Go up to the square corner block, right mouse button and select demolish, then delete it. Right mouse button to select build again. Select a curve foundation. If it puts it the wrong way, hold Alt and scroll the mouse wheel, then hold left mouse button to build it. Now use Q and E to select wall segments. There's a selection of them. Find a curved one you want to use, then build it in the corner. And if it's facing the wrong way, hold Alt, scroll the mouse wheel, then build it. You'll need to keep your sand bike inside the building to protect it from the sandstorm. On the walls menu, pick the double doorway, make sure inner is facing in, then place it. The mission wanted you to build a base using just 4 foundations. I find that really cramped myself, so I wanted to build a wider one. A huge hint, do not spend too much time building your first base, because you'll get a mission later on where you have to abandon it. It gets deleted and it's likely you'll never come back to this starting area again. So don't spend too much time building your first base, put your effort into the second one if you like. We now have to put a roof on to enclose it. In the roof section, I've selected a curved one. I place that in the corners. Then I can use the square ones to close up the rest of the roof. Make sure it's enclosed and sealed, otherwise you're not protected from a sandstorm. We've run out of granite, so I need to go out and get some more. But before I do, let's put some storage boxes down, so I can empty all the rest of the resources into them to carry more resources I find along the way. And I'm going to build a power generator as well, as it's now our current mission. You find these in the favourites submenu, or press R to change tile sets, and it's in utilities. Go up and access it, then deposit the fuel cells in the bottom left, or hold space, and that'll power it up.
Sub-Thief console comes with an automatic shield system that will keep your base safe from the sandstorms. Just keep the generator fueled, or the storms will tear at your walls. And it goes without saying, don't build on open sand. Seal your base, off-worlder. Maintain good water discipline, and it will keep you alive.
But we still need to seal the roof, otherwise the sandstorm will still do damage. Empty your inventory in the box, apart from your pistol's ammo, so you can carry more resources. If you don't have space to put a ramp down at your double doors to get your sand bike in, put the doors somewhere else, otherwise you can remove a layer of blocks and move the entrance back, so you can put a ramp in. With the wall section moved back, you can now put a bike ramp in. Then I just finished putting a roof on, and my base is finished and fully enclosed. You can change base permissions in your Thief console if you're playing with friends, but you don't really have to do it at the moment. You can refuel the generators, see how long your base has got power for, rename your base, set it as your main spawn location, and give base access to other players. If you go to storage, you can grab items from other locations and boxes and put stuff in them. And on general settings, you can turn the base's power and shields on and off and select its access level. Right, with the base done, we need to start thinking about water, which just so happens to be our next mission. Salvage enough metal, then go to research and unlock the blood extractor. You'll also unlock the blood sac. Now go to crafting, craft 1 blood extractor, and craft about 6 small blood packs. The more you have, the more blood you can hold from your enemies, then the more water you can get. The blood extractor's on your hotbar, and as we're about to start fighting properly, let's go to skills and put some points into getting more damage. Because I'm a mentat, and I'm going to be a gunner, 10% more range damage. Then because I recorded this in beta test, I'm just going to try out some other skills. Your starting class is the only one you can put skill points in at the moment, but you can unlock your other classes when you find their trainer. Every time before you set out from your base, empty your inventory of resources and put it in your base storage, as you can only carry 35 item types or 175 in weight. Salvage some metal so you got enough for a blood purifier. Then go and kill some bandits. Equip a blood extractor. Look down at a body and press the left mouse button. You get a green cursor when you can extract blood. You'll bend down and take the blood, but only do this when you've killed other enemies, because you're locked into an animation for a few seconds and you're vulnerable. Still drink water from flowers when you need it, as it's free. When you've collected enough blood, open the research and unlock the blood purifier. Then go back to your base and make it. Hint, you will notice that a blood purifier is not in your building blueprints, even though you've unlocked it. It took me a while to find this one. Press R to change set, because at the top you have other different building blueprints. Click the one called Placeables, and there is all your equipment you can currently build. Select the blood purifier and place it in your base. The projection will be light green when you can place it, and dark green when you cannot because it's blocked. Now go up and interact with it. We have a blood sac full of blood. Click deposit blood and it'll start turning it into water. Then you'll have a vision from a spice in the blood. I won't spoil that. You'll wake up and it now wants you to do your first spice trial. You'll get a pink icon on the map telling you where it is, but first go to your blood purifier and drink some water. You can wait there to get more water, otherwise you can set off to the quest marker. As because when you have over minimum water, you'll get more stamina. The higher level of water, the more stamina you get. Make your way to the objective marker, and you'll pass scavenger camps and bigger outposts like this. Here you usually get some good rewards, but there are a lot more enemies, around 10 of them. This is what their icons look like on the map. It's like 3 little huts inside, and when you mouse over the icon, it will tell you how many intel is remaining at the site. It's usually 1. I've not collected it, so it says 0, and it will change to 1 of 1 when you've already picked it up. The intel are research points you use to unlock new equipment, so it's definitely worth going to every outpost looking for them. You'll find normal loot and resources. Search every box and crate with a light on it, as it's there to highlight something in it. The light will go darker once you've collected it. You'll find messages that you can interact with to play them, generators with power cells in, refineries with resources, big boxes with money, resources and loot, then astral boxes with lights around it, which are the best, where you get special blueprints and items, where you can build gear better than the normal stuff. And this is what the intel points look like. Pick them up and you can unlock more research blueprints. Like I said, go to every outpost and get all of them. I've made my way to the pink marker. There's a cave entrance. Go inside and you'll get a first spice trial. I won't spoil it for you, but hint, avoid the eyes. But if you do want to spoil it, I've done a separate video on how to do it. You want you to find a moisture sealed cave next. Looks like a cave entrance with skin over it. To find micro sandwich fabric and EMF generators. Tells you what the map icon looks like on the right. Here's one of the caves. And their icons on the map's orange. You have to equip a blade to cut through it. There's usually enemies inside, and sometimes booby traps like landmines. Kill all the enemies. Collect their blood so you can turn it into water. Then loot the cave, and you'll find the orange resources of a micro sandwich fibre and the EMF generator in orange. These caves are usually passages, where you can go in one side and out the other. Loot all the outposts, all the caves, and all the scavenger camps, as you can collect quite a lot of money and resources, and level up quite a lot. When you're about to cross the sand to one rock island from another, look around first to make sure the sandworm's not passing. When you're travelling on foot, you only make slight vibrations, and if you stop moving, so do the vibrations. Let the sandworm pass, then when it's far enough away, try crossing. It's much better to travel at night, as because there's no cover or shade on the sand, you can get heat stroke really quickly if you move around when the sun's out. So if you plan doing a lot of travelling, it's best to wait until it gets dark. You can find wreckage of crashed flying and ground vehicles. These are good to get resources from. Scan it, then find the blue line to cut, shoot it with a laser, and the vehicle will start falling apart as you harvest it. At this point you'll be still topping up your water with dew flowers. Make your way back to the base. You've collected more blood from the dead bodies. I've got some cash, and my inventory's full. Deposit the blood in the blood purifier. It's filled up, so build yourself a second purifier. You can fill that up with the remaining blood. And because you built two of them, you can extract double the water at double the speed. Now go to the purifier and hold E to drink. Open your research page and unlock the Fabricator. You can find it under the Fabricators tab. Then place it down and build it. And that's your workstation where you can build things. Go up to the Fabricator, and if you have any new items you can build, you'll have a purple dot above the category icon. Build all the elements for a scavenger still suit. Click D or expand to open up the Fabricator's inventory, as everything you build ends up here. Once you've done, take your items and equip them. Now you've got your very first still suit. On the bottom left, there is a thin, empty bar next to your water. With the still suit on, this gets filled up with recycled water, and you can press F to drink it. Every time you come back to your base, empty your inventory of everything you don't want to carry, so you don't run out of space next time you go out. We have a special purple blueprint. You can store and trade those, or give it someone else, but if you want to learn it yourself, you need to mouse over it and hold F. You only can build one item per blueprint you have. And if you go to research and click the stars, you can see which blueprints you've found and how many you got left that you can make. Next, unlock the small ore refinery, as we need it to turn copper ore into refined copper. In your construction menu, you'll find it in refineries. Place one down. You only need one really in your first base. But if you want to speed the refining up, you can build two. But honestly, just go for one. As more equipment you build, the more power generators you need. Now you can refine all the copper ore you found into copper ingots, but you'll need to build more equipment later on. Go to research and unlock the surveying kit. Plus it unlocks a survey probe to fire as well. Go to your fabricator. You got purple dots above the categories, so new stuff to build. Now build a probe launcher and one survey probe. You only need to build one probe for every new zone you go to, as one surveys the entire area. Pick them up. I'll open the map to show you this is all the area I can see at the moment. Most of the map's clouded out, and I only can see a few landmarks marked on the map. To launch a probe, you need to go somewhere high up. Griffin's Reach is a good spot. Equip a probe launcher, shoot it in the air, and it'll take 25 seconds to scan the region. Lasers come out of it and sweep the landscape like that. Then when it's finished, you open the map. You can see most of the region, the important landmark icons on it. Let's go into Griffin's Reach. On the left, we have the Trooper Trainer. All trainers have got a blue light above their head. Go up and talk to him. He'll give you a mission, and he'll want you to go out and kill some bad guys. Accept it. This is a mission contract board. You'll get some missions from it soon. And over here is the merchant. Talk to him and see what he has to trade. He sells different resources if you're missing any. The top one for 500 is a very good water flask. I'll get that soon, but for now I'm just going to get the furniture set, as it's not important, so you can see what it is and get other stuff instead. If a sandstorm happens when you're in Griffin's Reach, the doors slowly close to protect you until it's over. If you open Journey, you get a list of all the quests you've done and are currently doing. The front page shows you all the story quests, and if you click the icon like a pen nib, you'll find the billboard quests and all the other missions. If you want that quest description to show up in the top left of your screen, select the quest and press T to track it. Right, I'm back at base. That furniture set I brought, this is what it unlocks. You can place lights down so you can see at night. That's all I'd do for now, but I'm going to put the furniture down to show what it's like. Don't forget to buy this set before you leave this zone, as you might want to use it in your main base. I brought some resources with me to finish a contract mission. Click on a mission, click delivers, click on the item it wants, deliver it, confirm, and we've completed a mission. We've got some money. Now it wants us to buy that special water canteen blueprint. Go to the merchant and buy it. And on to the next mission. Keep checking the contract board, as you get new missions coming up as you finish others. But first, let's go back to base, learn the water container. But we're missing spice-infused copper dust to make it. So let's have a nice drink and fill up on water. Now it wants us to go to the shipwreck. There it is on the map. When you get there, the icon will turn green. And from shipwrecks, you get plasteel microfiber and mechanical parts. I won't spoil it, but I'll show you some highlights. You can use a cutting laser to open a door. There's some juicy items in there. These gold boxes with a light on usually hold quest items. There's the resources we're looking for. At the end we get a blueprint for a better knife. Now we're going to go along the top of the map to the Troopers mission, then down, then work my way back across the bottom. This is the first person I need to kill on a Troopers hit list. They are a bit harder than a normal NPC. You just have to kill him and it'll update the mission. Killing enemies that aren't shielded is really easy, but killing them when they are shielded can be tricky, especially if there's a lot of them. Normal fire won't do any damage and you've got to wear the shield down. I've slowed him with my shield so I can reload, but he's close so I'm going to have to bring my knife out, stagger him with a few light hits, then hold left mouse button to kill him with a slow blade that penetrates his shield. There's a second person on a Trooper's hit list. Let's go in and whoop it up him. I put my Mentat's turret down and it'll blast the hell out of him. Don't forget to put your skill points in. More headshot damage but less body damage. And 50% more range damage for 10 seconds. And 15% rifle damage. I told you that Mentat was a good skill partner to Trooper. The third person on a Trooper's hit list. We are now in the bottom right, so I'm going to work my way to the left. This is a very good gun blueprint you can pick up. Definitely try and find this. And it's at Broken Stone Station. I'll do a separate video on all the special blueprints I can find. After I got halfway, my inventory was full, so I made my way up to Griffin's Reach again to finish off a trooper mission.
Good.
Now when I go to skills, I can click on the trooper tab and I've got all of its skill tree to unlock. I'm going to pick Sugar Wire Claw to move around faster. Grab it and move it to the abilities slot you want, so you press that corresponding key to activate it. An explosive grenade because it does loads of damage. Techniques are buffs that you can unlock and equip them to suit your playstyle. The Sugar Wire is like a grappling hook that can pull you up and make you climb and move faster, but I'll explain this more later on when I've got a suspensor belt. Let's return back to base, learn any special blueprints you might have. Deposit all your blood in the purifiers, so you've got a steady stream of water going. We have an empty water container in the top left. Extract water and it'll start filling it up. You'll need to carry water containers if you change out of your still suit and have other armour on. Now it wants us to go to research and unlock the scavenger rags, plus a new rifle and a blade as part of a mission. Go make the scavenger armour in a fabricator. While that's doing that, put some more storage boxes down and empty out your inventory. Put the scavenger outfit on and it'll give you a lot more armour. However, you will lose the extra water from your still suit, but a filled water container will offset that. If you mouse over an item and press U, or go to the customization tab, you can change the item's look or colours. Don't forget to make your new better weapons, as it'll help you in combat, and also make extra bandages and light dart ammo, because you'll be doing your first testing station. That's like a dungeon. Equip all your new gear, and a testing station is a blue microscope icon. Empty your inventory so you got loads of space, and go to Griffin's Reach to hand in any quests, or get any new ones. Then make your way to the testing centre. It's like a big doorway cut into the side of a mountain. There's another mission from a planetologist trainer up on the mountain above. But as long as you keep a quest item you find in a testing station, you can hand it to him and complete the mission after. In this place you will find the parts you need to build your first vehicle, a sand bike. I won't spoil it by showing you the whole thing, as I just show you the highlights, but I made a separate video of me going through it if you want to watch that. There we go, we've got the vehicle's particle capacitors and the advanced servox. The mission item from a gold chest, there's always water down here. A broken vehicle part, vehicle resources, and a suspensor belt. Now I can glide. There's a secret door with a light on it. Money and resources, another quest item, and another worn vehicle part, money and the resources. And when you kill the boss, there's another gold box with another quest item inside. And then in a huge chest, a Spencer belt blueprint and some spiced copper. And you get all that from testing station 2. Now go up the ramp at the side of a cliff. And you come to this area here. Walk inside. And you'll find a planetologist trainer. Talk to him and he'll want to send you on a mission. Accept it, but because you've already got the item, talk to him again, hand it in.
You have?
And you've now unlocked planetologist skills. Suspensor pad, vehicle repair, and cutter ray mining. Remember those quest items you found in the testing station? Go back to the contract board and hand them in. Now go back to your base. Go to research and unlock the sand bike. You'll get a blueprints for all its parts. Then go to the fabricator. Let's build some welding wire first, as when your bike gets damaged, this is the ammo the welding gun needs to repair it. And we have a purple dot above a vehicle icon. Click it and make a welding torch. I'm going to make the back seat, even though you don't need it, to show it you. Then make one of every component, apart from 3 sand bike treads, as this bike's got 3 wheels. And if you've got a special bike blueprint, you can make that part and use it instead. Or worn bike parts you found in a testing station. While those are being built, empty your inventory and learn any blueprints you found. plus any blueprints you want to, or it asks you to unlock, a small chemical refinery, a water flask, a water container for your base, an upgraded still suit, a new pistol schematic, the building plan copier, the equipment recycler, a cutter array Mark 1 if you don't have anything better, a power pack. I wouldn't do the passive suspender belt as it's rubbish compared to what you've already got, but definitely do the sand bike inventory as it'll help you carry more stuff, and also the vehicle backup tool where you can store your vehicles away and keep them in your inventory. I'm going to build a small chemical refinery as this is what you need to build your sand bike's fuel. But if you already picked up a fuel, don't build one and save the resources until your next base. With so many workstations up and running, my base doesn't have enough power, so everything's switched off. To get more power, just build another power generator and deposit fuel cells in it. There you go, we're up and running again. Now if you need to, you can build vehicle fuel cells and silicone blocks that you need in the next area. But like I said, if you already have vehicle fuel cells, you don't need to build this until the next zone. All your sand bike parts should be ready now, so go back to the fabricator, expand its inventory and collect the parts. Make sure you got enough space in your inventory to hold them all. Then equip the welding torch and decide where to build the vehicle's chassis. Left click to place, that's the base down. Now left click to attach all the different parts of the bike. It will highlight in yellow where each part goes. Put each of the 3 treads down. Then the hull. And that's a basic bike. Now I've got inventory space, I'll build the rest of the stuff. Definitely build a sand bike inventory if you haven't found one already, as it carries more than you can, and this will be your main storage area when you're out doing missions. Plus build a vehicle backup tool, because you can store your vehicles away in this device if their inventory is empty, and carry it around to keep it safe, or as a backup vehicle, so you don't leave it out in a sandstorm so it gets damaged. I'll build a second seat to show what it looks like, but you only need this if you want to carry somebody else. Now the bike's done, sit on it, and you've got your very first vehicle. The game gets a lot easier and faster from this point on, but it also takes away some of the excitement and danger because you're not walking across the sand anymore. You can move a lot faster, but you still can't outrun the big wormies, unless you've watched my video on how to escape them. And they're also good as you can use them as a spawn point, but don't leave them outside your base for long, or they will be destroyed by sandstorms. To remove a part of a bike, let's swap out that seat, have the welding tool equipped, press the right mouse button and select the detach option in the bottom right, point the cursor at a part you want to remove, hold the left mouse button and you'll get a reticle showing it starting to remove it. Then press right mouse button again to select assemble, select the new part you want to put on, add advisory extra storage, left mouse button to place it on. The bike's ready but it needs fueling. Go up to it and interact with it, bring up the action wheel and select refuel. And that mission's done. I'd advise you taking some extra supplies with you. Go to the bike and open its storage inventory. Put in the vehicle fuel cell in case you need a resupply if you run out of fuel. You don't want to walk back from miles away. And some welding wire in case you need to repair your vehicle if it gets damaged or broken. This has saved me many times. However, if you want to use a vehicle backup tool, your vehicle's inventory must be empty. I'll equip that and show you how it works. Put it onto your slot and use it, point it at your vehicle and just press left mouse button. And you'll pick it up and it's stored inside that device. So you don't have to leave it outside to get destroyed by sandstorms when you go into a testing station for a long time. Then you can select the tool again and just press the left mouse button to place it down. But don't forget to take the extra supplies. If you access the vehicle's management, it shows you the status of your vehicle, its inventory, and its permissions of who has access to ride it, so you can make it available to your friends or guild if you want to. With your welding torch equipped, press right mouse button to go to customize, and you can select different looks or paints to your vehicle. Just select the colour swatch you want, look at the part you want to change the colour of, then left mouse button to change it. It can be fiddly but you'll get there in the end. I'll skip ahead until my bike's damaged. Take the welding tool and the wire out, that you should always store in your bike in case it needs repairs. Equip the welder. We've got wire in our inventory. Point the cursor at the part that is damaged, and left mouse button to repair it. The circle reticle will start filling up again, but a red part is wear and tear that can't be repaired. And as you see, each part of the bike lights up when you point your cursor at it. I'd always advise having the biggest storage box on the back as you can, because when you're going around doing missions, you can empty all the heavy stuff in here, as a bike can carry more weight than you, and it'll free up more inventory slots, so you've got more room to carry stuff if you're doing a long mission or a testing station. It'll help you carry all your juicy rewards back to your base, so you don't have to leave anything behind. I'll put a recycler down to show you how it works. Go get some parts you want to recycle, use the recycler, and select the parts you want to break down. You'd get the recycled resources on the right hand side. If you don't have anything better, build the Cutter Ray Mark 1, that'll help you mine resources faster. Build any equipment you've got special blueprints for, if it's an upgrade from what you've already got. And I've got more than enough spice infused copper to build this very good water container that you can buy multiple copies for from Griffin's Reach. Normal containers hold 4 drinks of water, where this one holds 50% extra at 6. And I'm going to build a Solido replica that can copy a blueprint of your base to show you what it does. Once it's built, equip it to your hotbar, select it, then aim it at your base, left mouse button, and it creates a complete plan of the outside of your base, but not all the internal equipment, and you can place it down and move it somewhere else. However, in open beta it was a bit confusing. You're supposed to be able to make plans of your base and give them or sell them to other people, but that option didn't seem available in beta. Let's take our sandbike out for a quick ride. I'm going to go to Griffin's Reach, park it in the vehicle garage. I don't think it'll get damage from sandstorms in here. Go inside to the contract board. Deliver the missions. Hand over the micro sandwich fabric and the EMF generators. And accept any new ones. That's a quest item we picked up from a testing station. Drop off the bike parts. You might find some damaged ones you find in a testing station you can hand in. Otherwise, just make them. And let's look at rewards I've got. I have a much better special cutter at harvest more than the one I've got. A Mark II sandbike booster worth 16,000 to buy from a marketplace. I'll quickly show you how the booster works. Hold Q to give your bike a boost. It'll give you a better chance to outrun the sandworm. It'd be good to scout around an area if you're not doing any missions, so you don't need the extra inventory. And if you die, it's good to have one of these back at your base, in case you want to get back to your stuff quicker. If you hold boost too long, it overheats, and have to wait a long time for it to cool down, and it generates a lot more vibrations to attract the sandworm than it does walking on the ground. And you'll notice that you don't get sunstroke when you're riding your bike. Another reward we got from those missions is a Mark II inventory storage. I'll just fit that, and it gives you an extra row of inventory slots. The merchant at Griffin's Reach will want you to pick up a package.
Indeed.
And now you've got a sandbike, you can travel to all the other scavenger camps, sealed caves and outposts that you've missed. Definitely pick up all the intel from the outposts, because you need those research points to unlock blueprints in the future. This is what an almost finished map looks like when you've been almost everywhere. Every resource and node is highlighted when you zoom in. And on the left side it tells you how many places you've been to and how much intel you picked up. If you're about to get caught in a sandstorm, get your bike inside a scavenger camp or an outpost if you don't have a vehicle storage device. The camp protects the NPCs, so it will protect you. On your travels, you'll find blueprints to better weapons and armour. If you find an astral crate with armour or a still suit inside, you could wait 45 minutes and the box will spawn another item of that clothing or armour. So if you want the whole set, you're going to have to wait for hours or keep coming back. You can also find extra missions on already dead NPC bodies or loot boxes. We have a normal chest over here, but over to the left we have a gold chest with a mission inside. That's where it is on the map. Click the mission, and you've got another one to do. It was to collect scrap metal and hand it in at a contract board. After you've been everywhere, make your way back to your base. Check your journey to make sure you've done all the missions. The only ones left are asking us to leave this zone and go north to the anvil, so it's time to get everything ready to move base. Learn any blueprints you need to. Collect all the equipment you want and don't want, and if you like you can go to the recycler and scrap the junk for its components. Empty all the water out the purifiers and fill your flasks, because you will be without water for several hours until you get your second base set up. Collect all your valuable resources like copper, as there's less of it in the new area that you're going. Take some fuel cells to power your new base. Then start dismantling which stations are built with copper, as you want to take as much of it with you. Pack your Mark II speeder bike inventory up, so you're carrying everything you want to bring with you. Make sure it's filled up with fuel, and say goodbye to your starting base. Huge hint, because when you get to the next zone, you'll get a mission telling you to abandon your first base. Everything in it will be lost and destroyed, and there's no need for you to come back to the starting zone. So that's why I told you not to spend too much time building your first base. Do everything in this zone, so you don't have to waste your time to come back here. Now the most nerve-wracking and exciting part of the game so far. You are carrying absolutely everything you own, and you've got to cross this huge desert without the sandworms eating you. Because if they do, you lose everything, and if you've dismantled your base, you'll have to build everything again, all the consoles, all your equipment, and your speeder bike, just so you can try and get to the other side again. If you make it, it's the best start you can have in your new base, but if you want to chicken out and leave some resources and your workstations intact, I'll understand. Take a note of where I am on the map at the moment, next to that orange sealed cave. We have to cross all the way over there. You'll notice there's a dip in the sand in front of us, with higher sand to the left and right. This seems a safer route to take. If you're going to cross, make sure you do it when you can't see the sandworms. Make sure it's safe, then go. Keep looking left and right for any signs of worms, and clench your butt cheeks, because as soon as the vibrations go red, the worm's starting to come for you. You see that ship with a spotlight shining down on the sand? Well, if a spotlight hits you, it'll freeze you in place, and your ass is worm food, so definitely avoid that as well. Make your way to the closest rock formation possible, and as soon as you're on it, you'll be safe. Then from here, go towards a marker on the map. That'll take you to another outpost that looks like Griffin's Reach. Park your bike and go inside, and you'll find 2 NPCs that give you missions. Hand in the quests you can, get the new ones, but before we do them, let's build our new main base. Again, as that outpost is your mission hub, to save travel time going back and forth, I would build a base as close to it as possible. Go to research and unlock the advanced construction kit. This will give you a new building tile set, and an advanced sub-thief console. Find a good spot and put it down, and you can now build a much bigger base. Watch this video on how to build the biggest base if you want one twice as big as anyone else. You want to build all the basic workstations first, especially getting your blood purifiers up, because if you run out of water you're going to find it really hard going. Later you'll be able to unlock water containers for your base. You'll want to build lots of these, as you'll need water in your refineries to process your materials. So if you don't have water, you won't be able to craft anything. This is a good water layout at the start for one person. You have an improved blood purifier that holds 24,000 millilitres of blood, 2 normal blood purifiers that hold 6,000 each, so you can keep dumping your blood in there. They get full up with water as well as all your water containers. You're also able to unlock Dew Reapers. That are tools that you can scrape water off flowers to fill your water flask. You'll get more water at night when the sun doesn't dry it up. When your weapons, armour and equipment are damaged, you can build a repair station when you get to the second zone. Just select the item that's damaged, and and if you've got enough resources you can repair it. Right, let's talk about important combat equipment. With Trooper you've unlocked the Sugar Wire Claw, and that pulls you up and helps you to climb like a grappling hook. In the first area you also unlock the Suspensor Belt, that helps you glide. But in the second area you'll also unlock the Holtzman's Shield Generator, which is your own personal shield that protects you from dart fire. And you can use these abilities and equipment together when you're in combat. Press H to turn on your Holtzman's shield, you'll get a blue protective shield around you and a shield icon on your health bar. When you fire a gun, your shield turns off until you stop shooting. Before combat you can turn your shield on, use the Sugar Wire Claw to propel you into the camp, and kill the enemy without receiving any damage. The Holtzman's shield protects you and the enemy wearing theirs from dart fire, but sustained fire can wear down their shield and kill them, the same as it can with yours. And you can get specialised weapons later to bypass the shields, but when starting off, a slow blade is the easiest way to get past them. Your Sugar Wire Claw can directly be used in combat, to pull an enemy off balance and stop them attacking for a short time. Then finish them with your gun, but there is a long cooldown on using it again. Multiple shielded swordsmen are attacking, so press Alt to dodge out the way, that'll use your stamina. Try and take one of them down at a time if you're shooting them, as multiple enemies can be tricky, and disruptors can overwhelm with shields and take it down. The Sugar Wire Claw and the Suspensor Belt can help you climb and travel around the map. Use a claw to pull you up into the air, then a belt to glide short or long distances. Using a Suspensor Belt is one of the best ways to get around the map early on. However, keep an eye out on its power, bottom left, otherwise you might drop to your death. You can get different types of Suspensor Belt, from passive ones that only turn on to stop you dying from fall damage, or glide very long distances. And when you're climbing, if you press jump, you'll hop up the cliff face faster. Watch out because your energy can run out. Harvesting with a cutter, your Suspensor Belt and your Holtzman's shield all use up your main power pack, so make sure you have one in good condition that will last before you go out, or you could run out of shields or fall to your death. There are ships flying around at night. Try and stay out of their spotlight, or they freeze you in place for a few seconds, then send down a squad of Sardaukar to kill you. The ships move around the map, so there could be a problem if you're fighting a whole group of bad guys at the outposts. When you get past the first zone, ships crash into the ground. They are holding lots of goodies, so you need to get to them fast. They have panels you need to cut off at the side or on top. Use your cutter to open them, then loot all the juices. But watch out because these bring sandworms that eat the entire ship, and being eaten by one of those is the worst way to die, as you will lose all your stuff, but at least you get a worm tooth as a consolation prize. Don't forget to watch all my other videos, like how to build a huge base like this, as they'll help you out a lot. Thank you for watching, and if this video was helpful, please like, subscribe and share it with your friends, as it took 2 weeks of work to make. And click bell notifications and all to get notified when I upload or live stream next. Check out the videos at the end, and hopefully I'll see you again. Thank you and goodbye.